What's up, everyone? It's Rego with the Pivot 200 EMA strategy. This will be example number 2, which is another setup I love to take. It's the S3 Mean Reversion. Now, this setup is usually taken where your bias is not really checking out, market's not doing exactly what you need it to do, and as a result of that, you're mostly on the sidelines or flatter hedged because, again, your setups are actually rejecting and not providing you with a trigger to actually take anything worthwhile. What we like to do in many occasions, and you can kind of mirror this with the R3 level as well as the S3 level, so they kind of apply both in the same way. I consider them the extreme points of an intraday chart, and it's also what I call the mean reversion, right? And what it looks to do is it looks to target, most importantly, the stop losses or the bidders in the area between S1 and S2 and R1, R2. These are areas we typically avoid on any given day and look to target the extremities. Reason for that being there's usually more liquidity down here and up here than there is between these two levels, right? So we look to exploit these two levels by targeting slightly beneath it. In this example, I'm going to be covering specifically the S3 level. Now, the S3 level, it operates the same as a Pivot 200 EMA. You need an oscillator that looks exhausted, so to the downside, that supports buyers, because naturally a mean reversion play is looking to target the upside. So to assume that, you need buyer momentum and the level of interest, and to assume that, you need a bottomed out volume oscillator, right? You can't have this extended at the top, or else it just assumes there's more sell pressure and a level that you're looking to buy. With that being said, I'm going to let the chart develop here a bit, and I'll let you know what I'm looking at and why I'm looking at it. But it goes the same way. Your entry is going to be on this S3 level, and you don't enter it upon impact, meaning you don't limit into it. You need to wait for price to develop at the area, because once again, this system looks to identify a level of invalidation before anything else, and then followed by a reclaim of the level of interest in order to take the trade. Your take profits can vary when it comes to mean reversion, mostly because mean reversions go against the current trend that is occurring, right? So if we're down here at S3, chances are the bias of the day is going to be very, very bearish. We cannot be too greedy with how we choose to execute our exits on our trades. So in most cases, we look for 50% splits between S1 and S2. So within these two price points, you should be fully out of the trade. Again, it's a small little scalp, but it's a way to exploit the volume that will be generated from S1, S2 if this price were to be tapped. So in rare cases, you can consider the Pivot 200 EMA as the final take profit, but it's a very, very fought for area. And at this point in time, you're going against the trend. So it's always better to get in, get out. And for that reason, S1, S2 are going to be your 50% profit split. So with that being said, your take profits are figured out, your entries figured out. How do you locate the stop loss? We'll let this continue playing. And as you guys can see, right off the bat, these are 15-minute candles, so you have more than enough time at this point to understand what just happened here. If you guys look at the volume oscillator, it is shouting to us that this area is extremely over-exaggerated on a shorter time frame and is begging for buyer momentum to step in. It's printing a number of divergences, it's printing a number of patterns that could suggest a lot of bullish momentum. So right off then and there, a mean reversion in terms of risk to reward cannot have a candle that drops down to here, because then you need to consider that as an invalidation. And if we do the math, the risk to reward doesn't become palpable, or it doesn't become feasible. We're almost doing a one-to-one. The deviation underneath the S3 level needs to be quick, and it needs to close back above even quicker, right? So in this case, you're given a deviation underneath, which is this little wick right here, and that should be your level of invalidation. As always, we know we're looking for the S3 level to enter the trade. So we give ourselves some wiggle room underneath the wick. It's a very, very tight stop loss. Again, it's a mean reversion. You're going against the trend. You don't want to stick around for an idea that isn't following the current intraday trend. But assuming that you do not have the triggers above, and your bias before all this happened was otherwise bullish, but you couldn't get the triggers, then you kind of want to play the counter to that. And that's exactly why the S3 mean reversion setup exists. Naturally, our parameters are like this. We're looking for S1 and S2 to exit off of immediately. We're looking for a small deviation underneath the level of interest, followed by a reclaim to execute and trigger the long. This is how it plays out. And as you guys can see, the way a mean reversion works is you're looking to exit abruptly, quickly. You're not looking to stay around, because the trend at this point is overall weak. It's meant to exploit whatever forced liquidations or whatever stop losses get hit into an area where most people are forced to exit a trade, either due to longing up here, or over here. It's more of a mechanical setup than it is a trend setup. Nonetheless, it is a setup we follow, right? Many, many times you'll be presented with a scenario like this, and assuming that the deviation is quick and the close above is even quicker, this becomes a valid setup. You're given more than enough time, assuming your take profits are already set in stone. Like I said, you do S1, S2, and you're out of the trade. And if we play it up until that point, there's no retest whatsoever. The move is violent, it's quick, it's inefficient, and that is what you're looking to exploit. So if the sell pressure and the trend has truly reversed on you, you do not want to be in this trade longer than you have to. You keep a very, very tight stop. If you're wrong, you're wrong. It's worth a try. And the event that works out, it should be violent, aggressive, and quick. That's the S3 mean reversion. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.